Today we're taking a different direction with Carol. We're very excited to be with Sharon Castle, who is a life coach. Up until now we've been focusing on the outer image and all about how to make yourself look beautiful, how we can exchange or change Carol to make her look her best self. But today we're going to talk about your inner image and how you feel about yourself, because that is so important. And we're here with the amazing Sharon Castle, and thank you, Sharon, for your time.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. We're excited to introduce Carol to you and to take her on this part of her inner healing journey. Sharon, tell us a little bit about what is a life coach.
Well, a life coach is someone that helps people look inside of themselves and to extract the best that they possibly have. Most life coaches use motivation to help people to transform. I'm a transformational coach, so we look inside and we do what we call an inside out, almost like a revolution, so that we can have that change really make an impact in their lives.
Oh, it's wonderful. It definitely does make a difference when you feel good from the inside. And Sharon, what services do you offer?
Well, I do life coaching. I'm also a lifestyle and a wellness coach, very focused on, feeling good and looking after yourself. But the very exciting news is that I'm developing a coaching school, and that really is exciting for me.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, because we have a great need in our society at the moment, and I just want to pass on the baton to people who want to serve. So, for people that feel called to help and to make change and to be the change they wish to be in the world, that's what my focus is.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic. Well done.
Thank you.
And today, what is your idea with Carol? What are you planning to do with her?
Well, I'd like to take Carol on a very short journey so that we can see what it is that she needs to be focusing on so she can take the next step in her journey. So what are the things that are in front of her to do? How is she going to implement the things that we're going to coach around? Because I know for sure that when people feel good about themselves, they do good.
Absolutely.
And that's really the focus for today.
Wonderful. Well, Carol, enjoy this.
Carol, it's really lovely to meet you, and I'm so excited for this journey that you're on. But really what I want to find out from you, how can I help you today? What is it that you would like to focus on? Because as you know, we want to work from the inside out. We want you to really tap into who you are, the greatest version of you. So what would you say would be something that you would really like to focus on?
Okay, so I have a family member that I love dearly, and I just get very distressed with some of the conversation that I have with him. And at times I don't know how to react, because I don't want to react in a negative light to him, but I'm not able to convey to be angry with him the way the anger comes over from his side towards me, and I take it and I take it and I take it, and then I just put on the phone. And so, but I don't want to do that, because I'd rather that's my coping mechanism with him. And he's got a very stressful work. We all have stressful work, but you do not have to take it out on the person that you love also, and that is my issue. I have, as we all have issues, that's a bugbear for me, so I'd like to know how to deal with that.
So Carol, what I'm hearing is that you really love this person, that you're really close to this person, and that's the reason you're being triggered. You don't want the relationship to be working the way that it's working currently, am I correct?
100%.
Right. So if I had to say to you, what if you decided that all that this person is doing is offloading, that actually what they're saying is not real, that the opinions that they are expressing is simply the lens that they're looking through? What would you say to that?
100%.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Great. So if you allowed yourself just to listen and not get triggered, and I know that sounds easier said than done, but I'm going to tell you how to do that. Do you think you might feel a lot less stressed about the relationship?
Yes, because it would be that person's issue actually
Right.
coming through, and his life and all the problems would be coming out from the heart.
Yes.
And as a man thinketh, so he talks.
Oh, I can hear that you're a reader. Viktor Frankl,
Yes.
Man's Search for Meaning.
Yes.
Great. So you have a great basic understanding of how that whole thing works. Here's what happens mostly in life that I've seen from my 38 years of experience. People usually offload on the ones that they really love because it's safe, it feels comfortable, because there's no one else to do that. And from what you've told me before, you know, the relationship is such a close one. So he wants to have somebody like you on his side. So he's telling you these things, not that he wants an answer, but he's just trying to get rid of anxiety and stress. So when you are talking to this person, how do you cope?
I listen, I take it all in, and I actually don't have time to talk because there's no time, because it's just,
Okay.
it's an avalanche.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then when he's finished with the avalanche, what would happen if you were just silent, completely silent?
He would say, "Are you there?"
Okay. And then if you didn't respond, because what I'm hearing is that your response is actually creating a bigger issue, because now you're coming with your ideas, and now really he didn't even want any advice. All he was doing is offloading.
And I should just listen.
You should just listen. Not that you must take it on, because that's what we do. We think there's something to fix. There's nothing broken in the situation. All that's really happening, from what I can hear, is that he is using you as a sounding board, and maybe the opinions that he's expressing, you are taking those a little bit personally. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
And
a
that's
lot.
what we do.
A lot.
So, you know, there's a beautiful saying that, you know, if you don't take anything personally, nothing will land. So you have your ideas, he has his ideas, and it depends on the lens that you're looking through. He's looking through the lens of anger, you're looking through the lens of love. What do you think is more powerful?
Love.
Absolutely. So love actually conquers everything, doesn't it? It actually surpasses everything. So what if all you did was express love to him?
I could do that.
So what would you say if you had to express love to this person?
I understand what you're saying, and gosh,
You're doing great. That's a wonderful first step.
I would say I understand what you are saying, but
How about there's no but? How about I understand what you're saying. I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I love you.
oh, that would be powerful.
Would that be powerful? Can you feel
Yes.
what that does even
Yes.
to you?
Yes.
Okay, so next time that he phones you and you pick up the phone and he starts with his tirade, this avalanche that you're talking about, all you have to keep in mind is he is doing the best he can given the thinking that he has at the moment, and he's looking through the lens of anger. But you don't have to do that. You can look through the lens of love and hear and listen and express your love, and all that will happen is it will dissipate, it will evaporate, like when you put ice in boiling water. It just melts away, and all of that stress and anger will melt away. And I'm willing to bet that over time he will start to speak to you in a different way. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yes, he will.
He will,
He
because
will.
you know him at his core, don't you? Okay.
And he knows what my reaction has been in the past,
Right.
which is actually it's closing the door.
Yes.
And
Because you've been putting the phone down. So now you're saying, what you are saying to me is not upsetting me. I understand that what you've been going through is difficult, and all I have to do is to sit and listen, but I'm not going to take it on, because after all, this is not my issue. I have my own things that I'm going to deal with. Would you feel that that might be a much softer approach for you and for him?
I just need to write it down.
Well, how about
Because-
you don't even write it down, that all you do is constantly remind yourself, I come from love. How about that? And you would trust that, because you would have the right words to express at that time. And I can tell that that's what your persona is. You know, it seems like it's just what you're about, that you actually want to help and that you want to love.
I do.
And I can tell. So do you think that might sort of change the direction of the relationship?
Yes, it will.
And perhaps if you're not engaging in that way, he might phone you a little less.
Yes.
Wouldn't
Yes.
that be great?
Because then he knows he's not going to get the response. And
Exactly.
he will not be able to say those harsh words and be phone in anger, because he knows the response he's going to get.
True.
Because he thinks, oh,
There we go. And you know, he's expressing an opinion, and I say opinions are like noses. Everyone has one. Doesn't necessarily mean that yours is better or more important than anyone else's. Does that make sense to you?
100%.
Yeah. So this is what we do. We actually respond to people from the lens we're looking at, and which is not theirs, and they respond to us from the lens that they are looking at, and then we have this little tussle of emotions. And if you remove all of that and all you do is sit and listen, or on the phone, stand, whatever you're doing, and just say to them, I understand, I love you. Wow. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes, it would. It would.
Okay.
Because then it would be, as you said, it would be ice in water.
Yes,
It just
absolutely.
melts.
Yeah. And you know, the truth of any situation is usually somewhere in the middle. You know, you have an opinion, he has an opinion, and there's one in the middle. And I love the saying that Byron Katie came up. She used to say, there's only 3 kinds of business: my business, your business, and God's business.
That's true.
So if you stay out of everyone's business and you allow God to intervene where God needs to intervene, what a beautiful world we would live in.
100%. Yeah, thank you so much.
Is that helpful for you?
A lot.
Okay,
It's
so
huge.
next time
It's
when
a
he
huge-
phones you, what are
it's
you
a
going to
huge-
tell yourself?
I'm going to just answer in love.
There we go.
And that is then very powerful.
Yes, and anyone that you deal with, any time that you get triggered emotionally, you just have to say, I come from love. Now, I'm not saying that in every situation that's going to work, but when it's such a personal relationship, that's the only way, from what I've seen, that one can express and have some kind of resolution in the situation.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Sharon. I think that Carol really enjoyed her session. And having watched this incredible discussion between these 2 beautiful women, it really resonated with me, and it made me realize that sometimes you've just got to let go. You've just got to come back with love instead of with anger. So Sharon, thank you for that. And if you would like to continue following Carol's amazing transformational journey, join us next week, where we will be with Cecilia at Hair For You for an amazing hair makeover.